So, you've poured all this time and passion into creating a fantastic educational YouTube channel. Maybe it's a channel like Dr. Atul Patil's, all about the deep details of English literature. You've got the knowledge, you've got the lessons ready to go. But then you hit this one massive wall. In this giant, noisy world of the internet, how in the world do you get someone to actually stop scrolling and watch?
I mean, this is the real question, right? You're not just competing with other literature channels. Nope, you're competing with everything. Cat videos, movie trailers, video game streams, everything. So how do you convince someone that your deep dive into Hamlet is more interesting than a million other things fighting for their attention? Well, it all starts with a pretty harsh truth about how we all watch videos.
15 seconds. That's it. That's all you get. According to research from VidChops, you have about 15 seconds to grab a viewer's attention before their thumb does the work and they swipe away. In that tiny little window, you have to prove you're worth their time. If you come across as boring or irrelevant or even just a little bit slow, poof, they're gone. This is why that opening moment isn't just important, it is literally everything.
Okay, so how do you win that 15-second fight for attention? The answer is simple: a powerful hook. And this isn't just some fancy marketing buzzword, okay? It's a real psychological tool. It's designed to immediately grab the viewer's brain and make them go, wait a minute, what's this?
A hook is basically a promise. As you can see here, it's all about grabbing that attention and sparking some real interest. In those first few critical seconds, your one and only job is to give that viewer a super compelling reason to stick around. So let's break down a few powerful ways to do exactly that.
The what if hook. Oh, this one is great because it gets the imagination fired up. It takes a problem and flips it on its head. For a literature channel, you could ask, what if the real villain in Frankenstein wasn't the monster, but Dr. Frankenstein himself? See? It instantly messes with your expectations and makes you want to hear the argument. Asking a direct question is one of the most powerful things you can do. Seriously, our brains are literally hardwired to answer questions. It's a reflex they call instinctive elaboration. When you ask something like this, you're forcing the viewer to engage. They can't help it. They start thinking of the answer, and just like that, they're invested in your video.
And this is a perfect example of how a fascinating, maybe even controversial, question creates what we call a curiosity gap. You're basically presenting a puzzle. The viewer's brain sees this gap between what they know and what you're about to tell them, and it feels this intense need to close that gap. It's like an itch they have to scratch, so they stick around for the answer.
So a great hook gets them in the door. Awesome. But to make them want to stay, to actually watch the whole lesson, you need something more. And the answer is as old as humanity itself. You gotta tell a story. While a hook grabs their attention, a good story is what makes a real lasting connection.
YouTuber and storytelling pro Clara Iglesias just nails it with this quote. You can throw 1,000 facts and slides at someone, but a well-told story is what makes a lesson actually stick in their brain. It turns these abstract ideas into something human, something we can relate to. Just think about the fables you remember from being a kid. You remember the story, not just the moral they tacked on at the end, right?
So how does this look in practice? Well, Iglesias breaks down this amazing technique from a creator named Vincent Chan. Instead of just starting with a lesson like, hey, don't let your job consume your life, Chan starts by telling this raw, personal, gut-wrenching story. It's only after he's created that emotional connection that he delivers the lesson. The story makes you feel why the lesson is so important before you even hear what the lesson is.
You know, this is so important for building trust. Your viewers, whether they know it or not, are asking this one question: why should I listen to you? Your origin story is the answer. Sharing why you fell in love with Shakespeare or what made you start your channel in the first place, that story proves your passion is real. It shows you're not just some random voice on the internet. You're on a mission. All right, so we've got our hook, we've got our story. Now, how do we wrap all this up into a killer channel trailer? The key here is to stop thinking of it as an ad and start thinking of it like a movie trailer.
Author and marketer Ezra Barani hits the nail on the head here. Let's be honest, nobody cares about a boring list of your video topics. What they do care about is how your channel will make them feel. Will it make them feel smarter, inspired, curious? Your promo needs to give them a taste of that emotional payoff. And here is a fantastic, ready-to-use formula adapted from Barani's work. You start with, number 1, that big what-if question. 2, you show them why you're the person to answer it. Your origin story is perfect for this. 3 and 4 are easy. Say your channel name and tell them to subscribe. And then number 5, and this is the most important part, you end with these quick, exciting cuts that show the experience, the wonder, the aha moments, that thrill of discovery you're promising to deliver.
Now, all of this sounds really good, right? Hooks, stories, emotions. But does this stuff actually work, especially for a serious academic subject like literature? Well, it turns out that academic research gives us a huge, resounding yes.
A 2024 study looked at this exact question. They used YouTube videos in English literature classes to see what would happen, and the results? They were just overwhelming. A huge majority of students said that the video content made the subject way more engaging than just a textbook in a lecture.
And when you look at the specific numbers, it's even more incredible. Look at this. Over 90% said videos helped them understand the literature better. Almost 97% said it helped them follow the lecture. 100% every single student said it improved their listening skills. And get this, 96.7% said it actually motivated them to study on their own time. This proves this format isn't just fluffy entertainment, it's a powerful tool for learning.
So what's the big takeaway here? It's this. Your channel trailer, your video hooks, they're not just ads for your content. They are your content. They're your very first lesson. They're a lesson in how you take complex ideas and make them clear, how you take old books and make them feel alive, and how you turn learning from a chore into a genuine experience of discovery.
Because at the end of the day, your greatest promotional tool is your unique point of view. The facts about Shakespeare are everywhere. Anyone can find them. But your story, your passion, your way of connecting those facts to what it means to be human, that is completely unique to you. So, as you start planning, just ask yourself this: what is the one story that only you can tell?